Derek, hello. Hope you're alright, mate. Hope you're all well. Just about to go live on Instagram, just to let everyone else know. I'm going live. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in the world. Just tell Instagram. Hopefully, we're going to have a good talk tonight. I want a good adult talk where opinions are shared. It's going to be investing in Kardashians, my guy. So yeah, I'm looking for a good adult conversation. I know there's going to be opinions, and I'll go into why I've not kind of voiced much before. So hopefully, I think till about 7. I've got to cut it short because evening Jonas. I've got to cut it short because I've got a load of prep to do, a load of prep submissions to do. What is this? Instagram. Hello, Instagram. I'm going live on Facebook and YouTube. Going to be talking about the UK card show, kind of what's gone on in the last few weeks, my personal thoughts on it, where the hobby's going to be in the next, where the hobby's going for the UK in the next, in the next 12 months. I've just seen Kelly, if that's you, yes, I apologise. I've not responded to you. I will be responding to you tonight. I kind of all these subs have kind of come about, but I definitely will be responding to you. But yeah, anyone who wants to hear my opinion on the UK card show, what's been going on, what's going on in the next 12 months in terms of the UK hobby, jump over to Instagram and jump over to Twitch, YouTube, and yeah, I just want a discussion really. I want to see what people's thoughts are. I know people were against it. I know people were for what happened, and let's just have a good adult conversation on Tuesday. And like it's all for the community. It's all for the growth of the hobby. So I'm interested to hear what your opinions are. So if you are interested and to hear what I've got to say and others, please feel free to join on Instagram and YouTube. Twitch and YouTube. The links are in my bio. And yeah, I'm going to get started in a minute or two. So hope you have a good evening, whatever you do. And like I said, if you are wanting to hear my thoughts on the UK card show and everything else, Soccer Collection, hello, how are you, sir? Hope you're well. Just about to move over to YouTube and Twitch now to talk about UK card show. So if you're interested, links are in the bio, and I will see you soon. Poke Legends, hello. Hello, are you okay? All right, see you later, guys. Bye. All right, that's that done. Whew, all right, Jesus. Jake, here he is. Ray, hello, sir. Hi, mate. Got that PSA info on Felix. Oh, nice. Good. Well, I can definitely sort that for you, mate. No issue at all. Hello, mate. Hey, Perry. Dan, evening, sir. You alright, mate? Oh, 2 Dans. We got 2 Dans. He deserves to be in a mag. Mark, hello, my friend. Hope you're well. Right, so I'll give it another. Nah, then. Shout out Joanne. I've got to shout out Joanne because I only just realised, like yesterday, that she's from Sheffield. I'm from Sheffield. I love everything Sheffield. Born and bred Sheffield. No one can say a bad word about Sheffield apart from me. I used to live in Healy, right up from Sheffield United ground. Best time of my life being in Sheffield. No worries, no thoughts, no bills. It all went downhill when I left. I wish I could. I can't even, Max. I think I've told you this before. I have no idea how to do Twitch. Like, someone needs to teach me how to do Twitch. So only very few pre-grades have been done so far. I've received probably, I'd say twice, if not three times, as many cards as I usually get. So my method is basically everything needs to be organized. Like, I can't have anything not organized in terms of where the cards sit, where the cards need to go. So I've got to do that with all the cards first. Then I'll do the pre-grading after that. I've literally just got another. I've literally got another sack full. I've just picked that up from the post office. So I've got to sort that. Once I've sorted that, then pre-grades will start tonight about 7. So depending on when you sent the cards, I've got to go through all that process. So it will be done in about. I am running probably about 24 hours, 36 hours behind, being because I was at the card show as well for the weekend. And prior to that, I had COVID, so everything's taking a little bit longer, but it will be done very soon because I want them out before Thursday. Sorry, I want them on the way to PSA, SGC, CSG by Thursday. So a lot of work to do in the next 48 hours, but it'll be done. I'm very confident in myself and my abilities. Sheffield's hometown. Love it. Do you know anything about the Topps Pearl boxes? Seem to be taking long. Derek, you're a newbie to the hobby. Don't worry, you will get used to Topps and how long things take to ship. They take a long time. You can be waiting a very long time, sir. It's weird the way they do some things. But always expect whatever they say the turnaround could be, add an extra month or 6 weeks onto it, and it'll happen. What did you, mate? Jake, do you know the United bundle? I don't manage to do anything with I've not bought a personal card for I don't know how long. The only card that I've received is one from Jonas at the show. He's got me a Richarlison. I've not bought anything for my PC for ages, so I've not been able to. And that's the annoying thing. I've got literally thousands of cards, and I just can't sell it. I just don't have the time. Yeah, no worries, Dan. I'll definitely get to it soon. You take it off the run. Hi guys, hello. I've not sent my Gerard yet. I'm impressed, Eric Bandy. So when he said it, I was like, wait, what? I've not even got a box appeal. Do you know if my cards have gone through pre-grading yet? Reese, no, they wouldn't have gone through pre-grading. Very few have. The only cards that have gone through pre-grading is ones that, or some that I got last week. But they should be within the next 24 to 36 hours. All my pre-grading should be done. So I'll either, depending on the contact information I've got for you, I'll either be messaging you on Instagram or emailing you the results. So look out for that very soon. Did anyone do a video of the show? Patrick Mahomes has done. I don't know if he's put it out yet, but he was doing video in it at the show, so he's got a bit of content. I don't know if it's coming. He'll probably let you know. There you go. Yeah, he's got a vlog coming out soon. And I'm gonna get to Cyrus because that was a cool bit. Right. So let's see where this goes. Nah, man, you're good. Right, so we all know what's going on. I'm only going to explain briefly what's happened just for context. Like, this is not my thoughts or my feelings toward it. It's just there might be a few new people who actually have no idea what's gone on. So just to explain the context, there was UK box breaks had a show, a UK hobby show, which has been in the making for months now. 2 weeks prior to the event, there was some information that came about that his website, Luke's website, again, this is just for context, Luke's website had, I mean, I actually don't really know what's gone on yet, but like card details had been stolen, and from purchases made on his website, or these are the allegations, purchases made on his website, and because of that, people's banks were being frauded and payments were being sent here, there, and everywhere. So that left obviously a sour taste in the mouth for a lot of people, because, you know, quite rightly, if you've been done over and your card has been used unwillingly for something that you didn't purchase, you have the right to do whatever you've done, or, you know, speak to whoever you need to speak to, report it to whoever you want to report it to, post on social media, whatever you want to post on social media, right? You have the right to do that. So this went down a few weeks ago, and people were then sharing personal experiences of dealings with people at UK box breaks, and encouraging people, or stating that they were no longer going to it. And I think actually, going back to it, I think it started, and someone will correct me if I'm wrong, I think it started when he was announced as a, UK Box Breaks was announced as a sponsor for the Cardiff show. I think that's when it started, and then it was kind of just trickled on then. So that's the context. I think, are you with me so far? Is everyone with me so far? You can Ronnie, hello. So that's what's happened so far, and again, these are serious. These were serious things. Like, there's people. You know, people shouldn't be bullied. People shouldn't do what they don't have to do. People should have the confidence in, when you're purchasing something, that something's not going to be, you know, I'm not going to say misleading, but something's not going to go wrong. You're not going to get frauded, basically, right? So again, all the allegations from the people are absolutely understandable. So then, over this 2 week period, I think it was 2 weeks, maybe a week or 10 days or something like that. I don't know. At the time, I was ill at the time, so I didn't really pay much attention. But then, over this time period, then vendors were dropping out the show, sponsors were dropping from the show, people were saying they were no longer going, which again, I understood that. And I think some people may have been pressured to, you know, not to go, and that it goes against certain people's morals. My thoughts with that are, and I'm going to be completely honest here and say, like, everyone is in charge of themselves, right? Everyone has their own opinions, regardless of whatever they be. Everyone has their own morals. Everyone has their own principles. So, not that I didn't disagree with anything that was said, but I'm not a person who, I don't like trial by social media. And one thing I don't like is people telling me what to do. I hate when people tell me what to do, in fact. I have to make my own opinion. Whether that be the right opinion or the wrong opinion, I'll make my own opinion on whatever that is. So I got a lot of messages over that time talking about, okay, what am I going to do? Am I going to drop out? I'm going to do this. And to be fair, most of the people I spoke to understood my view on it and what I was doing and why. But back to the issue, I think there was two issues mainly. I think it boiled down to two things. It boiled down to people unhappy with the experiences that they had with said individual, and the fact that of this fraud issue, right? So it boiled down to two things. So when then I look at those two things, I thought, I'll get to the comments in a moment. When it got to the two things, I thought, right, the first one is bad experiences. I see it from a different lens than what most people see it from. I've got to look at mine from a business lens rather than an individual hobby basis, right? And that's the key. That's a very key difference in what kind of my explanation and why I do things. So there's two things. One, let's just put it as, all right, some people might think he's not a nice guy, and they will have had experiences to absolutely prove that. So, right, I get that. That I've not had experiences to that level, and I know some people have had. I've been told of experiences. Is that then enough? Then I have to weigh it up. Is that then enough for me not to go to the show? And it wasn't. So this is again. These are the reasons why I then went to the show. So for me, that then wasn't enough, because my value is invested in soccer. My value, regardless, is always going to be the customer. My number one thing, my literal the value in the business is customer is number one. Like, regardless. That's why I spend hours and hours speaking to people. That's why I bend over backwards for people. That's why I'm up 19, 20 hours a day some days, because everything for me is about the customer. So at the end where this show is, I had people who were coming to see me specifically. I had people who I had cards for, who are paying customers. So when I take what's happened with what I've when I take what the situation that is compared to the customer base that I have to serve, I'm then weighing up these options, and it's not a decision that I take lightly. So then we're going on to the second thing, which again is a massive issue. Like, again, I'm not taking any of this lightly at all. But then the second issue is the allegations of fraud, which is huge. Now, the right steps were taken in people who were frauded, band together and say and take that to the next level and report it. Absolutely. But at that time, again, the allegations. If I'm gonna be honest, and I'm gonna be 100% honest, I don't think Luke did that. I think it was a website, and I don't think he's done that personally. Like I said, and I don't know until the reports come out. So again, I'm a person. I'm never gonna, I'm not shying away from. I don't shy away from anything. You can ask me any questions in the comments. I'm not gonna shy away from it, because I stick to whatever my values are, and I'm happy with that. If people obviously don't like it or want to debate against it, we can have a conversation, and I'm always up for having a conversation on the phone, video chat, in person. I'm always up for a conversation, right? So I'm gonna pause for a second, because I've seen a number of comments. One from Fora, and the thing is why I didn't mention Fora, who's mentioned it, but because he's commented. Obviously, Kev's one of the top guys in the hobby, so I respect his opinion. And I think he said, for the record, he wasn't. So he says, Fora's said on YouTube, for the guys who are on Twitch. For the record, we didn't tell any vendor, buyer, sponsor not to go to the show, like we were with PB UK situation, and you with Mickey. We became the post box, and I think that's also the point. When you're a pillar of something, when you're one of the main people in that community, it's not necessarily you; it's what comes off after. And because obviously, Kev's got when I say big voice, I mean a lot of people listen to Kev because of the things he's done for people, the things he's done for the hobby, his experience in the hobby, right? So very respected. There was people from that, like me and Kev may have talked on Instagram every day since, and it's never been an issue, right? But then other people have, mention things, and like I said, I know it's a conversation. Like, I'm not shying away from it being a conversation, which is why I wanted it today as kind of a random thing, because I just wanted to get it out there, what I thought, and speak to a few people to see what they think on the situation, and then have done with it. Like, because whatever's happening in the background is going to happen. If there's reports, allegations, it's going to happen in the background. If there's people who don't want to deal with UK box rate, they're not going to deal with UK box rate. Just, don't deal with them, right? It's fair. That's fair enough. In terms of, I'll get to the event in a second, but that was my thought process in terms of why I personally went to the show. I went to the show because I've had customers, friends who wanted me there, and anyone who was at the show would have seen that I had a very busy table, so I had a lot of people to serve on that day, which was absolutely fantastic. But and so for me personally, it was justified me going to serve. I mentioned earlier that I think there's two aspects to this. There's the hobby, there's the community, and then there's the business aspect. I can't remember who I was speaking to. I was speaking to someone and was talking about like the live, like this is my, like, even though I'm a collector, even though I'm in the hobby, it's also my, like, this is how I survive, right? So I have to I have an electric bill to pay. How am I going to pay that if I don't treat the customers that want to do business with me, if I don't do them well, right? So that was the reasoning why I went to this show. So I don't know, thoughts, like I said, because I know there's going to be people in here who agree and disagree. And I'm literally not practicing anything I've said. So like, I didn't know what I was going to come on to say. But I just want to hear from anyone who maybe disagrees with my points or has other points that they want to make, and I'll address that, and then we'll move on to the show. So hopefully that makes sense as well. Evening, Aaron. Hope you had great result for Brighton. Pat Ricks from home. What happened to 94? So they may have a conversation together. Collectors FC on YouTube. I had 6 fraudulent transactions on my credit card because of UK box breaks, but we still went to the show mainly to meet Sai. And I actually got that quite a lot, actually. A few people said that it happened to them, but then they still went to the show. I mean, meeting Sai was insane. Meeting Sai was a legend. I met him like the night before. I met him the night before, and he came over and he was like, "Are you Aaron?" I was like, "Oh my God, Sai knows my name." So that was amazing. Do you think if you were personally affected by the issue, would you still have the same process and gone through the year? So that's a great question. I'm glad you asked that. Me personally, yes, because it's not about me. It was about the people I serve. So I would have still gone because I had a job to do, and my job was to help people grade the card, speak to people about the card. So I would have still gone. Would I have still gone to the police? Would I have still reported it? Absolutely. If that had happened to me, I would have. And I think I've not bought from UK box breaks many times. I think only once, maybe, which was for Immaculate. I think I've only ever bought one thing, like in the entirety of the thing, and it was only a few months ago. Obviously, thankfully it didn't happen to me. But that's a great question. Like people who are affected have a lived experience of that thing, so you can feel any which way you want to about that. Like even if it didn't happen to you, it happened to a friend or happened to some person you talk to in the hobby. Like, I get it. Like, this is the thing. Like, for me, two things can be true at the same time. You cannot like something. You cannot like the person going to the event, but also have respect for the whole of the community. No, it's bigger than the community as well. So yeah, you can be annoyed, but like for me, everything's bigger than us. Like, this is the hobby. This is a community. But when you get a small community and niche people, everything spreads fast. Everything spreads like wildfire. So, and I've got to give it, at the same time, I've got to give a shout out to Luke and say it was actually a good event. I enjoyed it. Like, again, it was a good event. Like, it was from the conversations that were had at the event and the connections I made. I had a really, really good chat with Trade We Cards. But we can come on to that. But like, it was just good conversation. It was basically, it's never bad when you meet other people in the hobby, when you meet other people that share the same passion as you. Like, I could never kind of fault that. Or will there be certain situations where I'd say, oh yeah, I'm not going to go to that because of this reason? Absolutely, but it has to match or go against my values enough to be able to do that. So hopefully that's answered that. Why do you why do you support Arsenal? It's a great question. I mean, let's just go off topic. That's fine. I support Arsenal because it was just my dad was never a fan of football, and when I grew up, I saw Ian Wright on the TV. Said I was going to support that. Supported him ever since. Good times, bad times. That's it. First shirt, Ian Wright shirt. The numbers exceeded 100 at last count. We are assisting them away from social media, and that's the right thing to do. Like, nothing's going to get done on social media. Like, what Kev's doing is, like you said, what I did for the Mickey situation. What Jamie Lee did. I forgot his Instagram. Rare Soccer Card. No, that's not it. Soccer Cards. Everyone knows Jamie. I think everyone knows Jamie anyway. What Jamie did for the Mickey situation. These are big things that people, it's respect to that person to step up and say, do you know what? I don't agree with this situation. Let's see what we can do. Like, I have massive respect for everyone, and the right answer will come out at the end of the day. It always does. And yeah, so there's no issue with that. Good to hear you're able to assist the victims and hopefully get to the bottom of this. That's from Patrick Mahomes. Great summary. Got to say, I'm of the same opinion as you. And yeah, that's like, the other thing is, like, we can agree to disagree and still, be friends. Like I said, I spoke to a number of people about this, and when I explained, the people who weren't going to the show or didn't really know why people would still continue to go to the show. When we actually when we had conversations, like, people then accepted it. It's like, all right, I see your view. My view's not changing. I'm not going because of this reason. And I respect that. Like, I respect someone who will tell me or say I'm wrong in what I'm doing because of what they're doing. But then when I explain my way, we can have an understanding. We don't have to agree, but we can agree to disagree. Like, you've got your opinions, I've got my opinions. And I think that's the way, that's the way it should be. This is why I wanted the whole chat on there's quite a few comments. So, and by the way, for anyone who's typing now, I'm on comments from 1824. You always had like 5 people around your table. Yeah, it was a lot. It was good. It was good. My only experience from UK box breaks is that when they break, they do not appear to value the customer. They are often very rude to customers, in my opinion. They also appear to want to close breaks purely from a business perspective. And that LVW says my table was rammed. He was the one next to me. I think we had the busiest 2 tables. So yeah. So in terms of that, I mean, again, everyone has their own experiences. Luke, from a business perspective, I like I said, I think he's got a good foundation. Now, customer experience to me is massive. So, like, because I've not had many interactions with his, because I don't even know if I got any cards from. I don't think I got any cards from. I can't even remember if I got any cards from the Immaculate or not. So I've not gone through that whole experience, what people's gone through. So, but again, I can understand that. For me, everything's very clear in the hobby. Right? If you're good at doing something, if you're good at selling, if you're good at people are going to come back. At the same time, there's people who've said to me, they've never had an issue with UK box breaks. there's people who told me they have. So it's like, if you're then trying to make an opinion based on these two people who are coming to you, how do you make an opinion? You've got this person saying, yeah, I really enjoy UK box breaks, and you got this person saying, no, I've had a bad experience. So then you as the individual have to make the decision on what you do. And then if you agree with this person, then all you do is you don't buy from him. If you then agree with this person, then you do buy from him. And that's kind of the general flow, which is so difficult to get a consensus of something, because you've got to, everyone has a right to what they say. Like, I have a right. I can't disagree with someone who said, I'm never gonna buy from him again. All right, that's cool. That's your opinion. I'm never gonna. The person who's then said, there's nothing wrong with Luke. Like, he's always done well by me. Oh, okay, that's good. Doesn't mean I'm gonna buy from him either. Like, I see wherever the opportunity lies, and I think every one of us now, we've probably got our own 2, 3, 4 breakers that we enjoy to go to, and then that's fine. I think, like I said, because it's such a small community, and I think most of us know each other. Most of us have interacted with each other on something or another. Like I said, this even through me, I think I provide, to explain it from, like, hopefully a fuller view, I think I provide a pretty decent customer service. There's still going to be people who don't want to grade through me. There's still going to be people who may even have had a bad experience through me, maybe because I didn't reply one time. Like, there's going to be occasions where you can't please everyone, right? And I have to accept that, and then I move on. I only can do the best I can do in that moment. So again, it's just hard to get this consensus of how to make everyone happy in this small community, where this person will then talk to that person will then talk to those next 5 people, and those 5 people talk to 50 people, and then it's this big thing from maybe 1 or 2 experiences, maybe more. Like I said, was it my sexy? Never mind. Let's just see. You go. Oh, don't even start me on the gas bill, mate. Horrible to film your table, mate. I think you was completely justified in going, even though Luke organised it. It's not like you was involved with him too in terms of organising the show. You could have probably avoided Luke easy enough. And I mean, yeah, like I said, I credit where it is due. I thought it was a good event, good venue, good people there, good organisations. Like, I can't fault it. I genuinely can't fault it. And for me to say anything other than it was a good event, great event, it would be a lie. And I don't lie. I don't. I will always be my honest self. And again, like I said, we can agree to disagree. There was a few people at the shows who said, "Nah, yeah, we could have been better. You could have done this and the other." Like, I know a lot of us are looking forward to the London Card Show at the end of the month. Again, there's going to be people who are going to go to that. There's going to be people who are not going to go to that. There's going to be people who've had certain experiences there. Basically, what I'm trying to boil it down to is, like, you be in charge of whatever you want to be in charge of. Don't let anyone else dictate you. And I'm not saying that happens. I'm just saying, because we all do it in terms, especially in the hobby, like, oh, don't break with that person because his prices are too high. Or don't buy cards off him because all his cards got chips on them. Like, and then you have to take that information and be like, do you know what? All right, I'm not going to do that, or I'm not going to do that. Which is, but I think the thing that makes this community great also is its own hindrance, if that makes sense. Like, I think this community is great because everyone in the chat now, you know, I've had multiple conversations with. I class you as it's very close, not just from the business, because again, the difficulty with me is because I'm the only person invested in soccer. I am me, the business is me at the same time, but I just genuinely enjoy talking to people about the hobby. I'm a geek. I love the hobby. Like, I love talking about the shows that they've got in America, the sets. I love talking to Ronnie on his podcast, the Top Loaded podcast. Make sure you check out all the episodes for him. Like, I love that's happening. I love I'm able to have those types of conversations. Like, I just love the hobby in general, but I've also got a business at the same time. So I'm trying to separate the two, so I'm able to have just, you know what, I just want to speak to people. I don't get to speak to people enough on just, oh, have you found this card, or I've seen this card for you that you might like, and stuff, and those types of conversations. That part of the hobby I absolutely love. But it's its own hindrance, because again, once one person says one thing, 100 people then find out, and it could be a whole thing. Lots of people here talking about not being a sheep, but Luke's comms were and continue to be so vile to his consume. This is Jesus Christ. Oh, I hope it's not the Jesus Christ. On YouTube, feel he could take a leaf out of your book and put computers. And yeah, like I think with, like I said, I think this industry is new. So this industry is new in the UK. Obviously, there's been people like Forrest who's been in it since he was a kid. Like this industry's been here, but like in the UK, in the form that it is now and the form that it's growing, like it's very, very new. So how to handle people if you've not been in that type of environment is very difficult to do. I'm gonna say good at it. I'm great at it, because my whole experience up until now is always being customer experience. I've worked since I was 14. I've worked in every type of job that you can imagine. I've worked night shifts, I've worked day shifts, I've worked it all. I've done it all. And the one factor in everything is the customer. Right, I've always been in that service type of role, and if you get a bad customer, they're going to spread the news faster than a good customer. So that's why I try and do all I can, for as many people as I can. But you can't please everyone at the same time. Like I said, I know for a fact that there's going to be someone who's at some stage over the past 2 years that have not enjoyed my service for whatever reason that may be. And again, I think where the difference is that whoever it is, I would say, if that was the thing, let me know, and then I will fix it. There's not been a situation where I've not tried to fix if it's something's gone wrong. Like I said, I can hold my hands up to say I've made mistakes. Like the amount of packages that come through, there's bound to be one mistake. There's bound to be, but it's how you correct that mistake, which is I suppose maybe a common theme going through. Also, at the end of the day, Luke will be. This is from Aaron, my guy. Luke will be at most shows, whether sponsoring, vending or not. Does that mean people won't go to any shows? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, he's going to continue to grow, continue to be big. Maybe it's just more of the communication. How can we communicate? Because like if I want everyone to succeed, I want everyone to do well. I want Luke to do well. I want TradeWe to do well. I want Soccer Kardashians to do well. I want Card King to do well. I want Gym Sports Cards to do well. I want everyone to do well, because it shows that this hobby is growing. This is why I'm just neutral, because for me it doesn't matter is not the right wording, but what I'm saying is it doesn't matter in terms of we all want the same thing. We all want better products, cheaper products, more of the products, a great service, and just events where we can talk with each other. That's what we literally all of us want. To do that, we need to come together on some things, and we need to agree to disagree on other things, but make sure we've got the same line. So how do we do that? And I think there's conversations that we need to have. Again, maybe it is the people who have a certain customer base. Soccer Kardashians are big, MGC are big, TradeWe cards are big, Card King's big. Like maybe it's getting a few people who are at the infancy of this boom in the UK, and I don't know, sharing best business practices. Fora, another big one. You know what I mean? UK box rates again, still up there. Because like I said, regardless, and I was saying this most of the weekend, is that like All I'm bothered about is the UK. Because even if I look at it from a selfish aspect, if the UK hobby does well, I do well. So why wouldn't I want the best for everyone else? Because I know there's a trickle down effect, and there's so many more opportunities for people in the hobby too. And let's be honest, a lot of us want to make money. Like who doesn't want to make money? And this is an opportunity where at every level, wherever you are, whether you're just buying to breaks, whether you're the breaker, whether you're the distributor, there's a chance for everyone at some point to make a little side change. And I think there's not many industries or hobbies that give you that ability to do that, which is why I love this, because I get to talk about football every single day. I get to talk to people who share the same hobbies, same passion as me every single day, and I get to make a little bit of money on the side. Like, what is not to love? Why would I come into this and be show any animosity to anyone else when I get to do this on a daily basis? So to me it just makes no sense. Oh, I'm at 1827, right, with messages. Please can... Dan, my guy. Daniel Iqbal. I got to meet Daniel Iqbal for the first time. One of my guys, for sure. So he's put on YouTube, and most of you probably know Dan. Personally, I don't think Luke did it. Maybe his website did, and somehow details got hacked, stolen. But this is where the police should come and investigate and see how that got leaked. Yeah, I agree with that. Police can easily come and unravel VPN data and figure out IP address. Jesus Christ. Or is it Jesus? Jesus Christ. Also feel like there is no smoke without fire. He must have one hell of a shit website if so many people are getting defrauded. I mean, again, I'm not sided with anyone on here, and if it sounds like I am, I'm telling you now that I'm not on any one side. I think if there's something there, whatever it is needs to be fixed. My stage with everything, or where I am always in the process, is okay, if a mistake's been made, what's next? I will always be at that stage. When there's a problem, all right, what's the solution? Don't come to me with a problem if you don't know what the solution is. That's my ethos with everything. I need to know how we can make it better. And then once we do that, then we can heal. Now, if then the person doesn't want to make it better or doesn't see an issue, that's when we may need to have a deeper conversation. But if they're willing to listen to see, okay, yeah, I fucked up here. I want to do better. Then how can we move on to that? How can we move away from that? Hope that makes sense. Why hasn't he reported himself then? I mean, I think it's been reported. If I'm honest, John, I don't know the ins and outs. I've tried to stay on the outskirts as much as I can, because once you get unraveled in something, it's very hard. But I mean, it's a good question. Like I said, I don't know what the status is currently, John. But I hope I'm sure someone will, be able to fill you in if not. My Collectors FC, my CC company just refunded me and issued a new card. I would not buy anything from UK Box Breaks though. Just can't trust them now. And again, that's fair. Like, if you've gone through something, like, again, I'm trying to think of something that's recently happened to me. And when you have that lived experience, like, yeah, it makes sense not to, because unless that person then, like, for me, I'll try and go, depending on what the situation is, I'll try and go above and beyond to say, fuck, like, if I don't do something now, I'm going to lose this person for life as a customer. So how can I do better? And then it's up to then the person at the other end to say, all right, I need to do this, or I'm not going to do this because I don't feel I needed to. And then you've got the right decision. Well, you know what? I'm then not going to come back. I'm not going to come back to you anymore. Absolutely class day. Looking forward to the next one, especially if he does it. 2-day event will be cool. The 2-day event will be cool. Yeah, and I need to move on to the actual event as well. You also met me and that guy who brought like 5 Haalands. Oh my goodness. I can't remember his name. There's a guy who bought. He had an Mbappe World Cup Prism to 99. Oh, his cards were beautiful. His cards were beautiful. I don't know if he's in the chat, but his cards were absolutely amazing. Oh my god, he just had it in this cardboard box, and he was just like, "Oh, I've got these cards." Literally about £2 million worth of cards. Maybe not 2 million, but they were nice. MGC was a hard decision for us. Not meeting someone for the customers that had planned to meet us did hurt a lot. We won't know if we made the right decision, but now, and then again, and obviously everyone knows I've got respect for MGC and Jake, and again, it was a tough decision for a lot of people, because again, Jake's on both sides of it as well. Like, he's got an up and coming thriving business in the UK. There's a UK event. But then he's got customers as well who are long-standing customers. There might have been a lot of his current customer base who then say, I don't think you should go to that event, and then he's got to make the executive decision, right? So it was, like I said, it wasn't an easy decision. Like, that's the reason I didn't say anything on social media for until now, because it's not an easy decision. Even now, I'm not sure the things that I'm saying are correct. I'm trying to go back through my mind to make sure it's making sense. Because again, I'm to and froing. I get what people's concerns were, and a lot of people are gonna have. I'm sure I'm gonna see a few more messages where people have got stronger beliefs on what should have happened. Love it, Aaron. Thank you. MGC made the correct decision. That was from John. Jacob LDN. What about previous convictions? Would be good to have full disclosure for all involved. Yeah, like I mean, like I said, the point is to have a conversation. That's the point. Like, this is why I wanted this, is to have the conversation. I wanted to get this out and chuck it away after this. After this, I don't want to talk about it anymore. I want to move on. I want. Because whatever's happening is going to happen. Like, this is not. I didn't need to do this at all. Like, but for me, because I'm so in love with the hobby and the community, like, I felt, because of the messages that I had previously, I thought I just needed to say it in some capacity or another. There's going to be a few people that don't agree with me, and like I said, and I accept that, and I accept whatever the fallout, if there is any fallout from this, maybe. Dave Tillman, I believe Luke is personally responsible for the details being stolen sold, as this is the kind of character he is. He's a bully, and it's all about how much money he can make and control the market. Evening, Cyprian, mate. And like I said, there's no one I'm ever going to. Sorry, let me scale that back. When you've had that experience and that lived experience, I can't tell you what to think or what to do or what's right or wrong. So, again, I appreciate that. I appreciate anyone who's willing to say, right, this is my stance. I don't care what you say. This is what I believe. So thank you, Dave, for that. He has reported smaller UK breakers for not being official and had their payment providers closed down. Interesting. Evening. They do not deliver a good customer experience. I won't break with them again, but I share your view on the situation, Aaron. Thank you, MGC, for the win, for sure. Ronnie, my guy. Sorry, I'm at 1840 on messages, so I'm just trying to. Oh, the card house. You're right, Dan. Sorry I'm late. What did I miss? Mate, I can't even remember, if I'm being honest. I've just been going through my thoughts on the UK card show, what's gone on in the last few weeks, and my kind of personal view on it. I'll probably be recapping a few things. We've got Josh in the building. The collectors talking to Dan. Got to meet people that I wouldn't get to see, and was loads of good deals and great people. Yeah, there was there was at the show, like I said, there was it was just amazing. It was just amazing just to meet people. Like again, I think it may sound weird, but I'm literally the most introverted person in the entire world. Like the amount of courage I have to drum up before coming on live is insane. But like to meet people, like because of what's happened in the last 2-3 years, to actually meet people, we just so nice. It was just so nice to just be able to talk, and like I said, talk the hobby, talk everything hobby is just insane. Like I was talking to a director about football and how England are going to beat the USA team in at the World Cup. It was like just a random thing. It was awesome. If all stars with trust and sorry, oh so yeah, it all starts with trust and think people feeling they lost. Yeah, I'm at my infancy. That was Amosis on Instagram. Give him a follow. Surely everyone wants everyone to do well. The worst of things that happen, surely we won't get products like Score. Everyone wants to be the best. Everyone wants the best out of the hobby and market. Yeah, again, and I think that's it. Like if some of us remain, the thing with the hobby is we all have an opinion. We all want our opinion to be right. We all have an opinion. We all have an opinion what we think Bukayo Saka cards are going to go to. We all have an opinion what we think of on-card autographs, or what Topps should do, or Topps' customer service, or Panini's customer service, or how much PSA charge. We all have these opinions, and it's right, because I think it's right to have that opinion, but it's also even better to have the conversation and think. I love when people challenge me or say something different to what I say, because I have my belief, but like I know that's not fact. It's an opinion. Everything I'm saying now is of my opinion. It's not fact. And I enjoy listening to other people's opinions. But what I won't ever say is like you're wrong, unless it's something stupid like Richarlison's not one of the best people to collect in the hobby, because obviously you'd be wrong. We'll always say Luke is very good at putting people on, always has other breakers down at his place, etc. And again, credit, like there's two things can be true at the same time. Someone can have had a terrible experience. Someone could have a brilliant experience at UK Box Breaks. Like it can happen. I'm sure. Again, going to me, because I can only go through my experiences. I'm sure it's happened to me. And so I don't think that's where the conversation is. I don't think the conversation is bad experience, because there's going to be people. There might be more on one side than the other, absolutely. But then there's still a percentage of people on that on whatever side that may be. How many people collect and how many are just in it to make money? Sorry that was worded wrong. Is the main part of cards all about investing rather than collecting cards for PC? Great question. I think for a lot, and I don't know how to define a lot, but I think put it this way, I think a lot of people come in to make money. When I first came into it, I came in to make money, 100%. Then I fell in love. Then I fell in love with my collection. Then I fell in love with the hobby. Then I fell in love with the community of just speaking to people. I think a lot of people come in to make money and then stay because they love it. Because they probably won't make the money that they think they're going to make, right? Unless you're you, Derek, who pulls Ronaldo Blue Shimmer on his second ever break, auto. Most people don't have that. Most people don't have that experience or luck. Sorry, not experience. Most people don't have that luck. So they're not going to make money. What they're going to do is they're going to amass thousands of cards. But through those thousands of cards, they've probably made 10 new mates. They've probably followed a load of Instagram accounts. They've probably enjoyed a weekend just being involved in a break or sorting the collection. And then they switch to, do you know what? I just love to do this. And then hopefully, again, once you fall in love with what you do, you make money after that. That is of my opinion again. Both, to be honest, sometimes I invest knowing I can make profit. Boot room, collect and make But collect and make money to reduce. Did UK Watch even give a solution though? His statement was basically nothing happened, but if it did, it was February. Sorry guys, I'm going to like I said, I'm about 15 minutes behind, so I still want to try and answer every question, so I might be going back and forth. So the Card House UK, run by Dan on Instagram, has said, did UK box breaks ever give a solution? No, his statement was basically nothing happened, but if it did, it was February. So I don't know the details of that. Like I said, I don't know, because I just saw you've only just joined. So for me, I can't remember what I said now. I've tried to keep out of the situation as much as I can. I know there's Fora who's kind of got a load of information and has kind of been, dealing with it. I don't know the process he's got up to. I think I read the statement from UK Box Breaks. I think again it needs an it needs an outcome. Like yeah, it needs an answer. Absolutely, whatever the answer is, it needs one. I don't know what the resolution is. I think it needs to find. I think you first need to find out how many people it's affected, as best as you can, and then how to put that right to get the answer. So I don't think we're right at the end of it yet, because we need to see how many people are being affected, how much that has, and then see what the resolution is. So I don't think we've got there yet. Don't blow it, but I see. I've not messaged him yet. I meant to reply to him on Facebook. I see the message on Facebook earlier. But he is a pillar. He's a pillar. Everyone knows Dan Iqbal. Oh man, that's funny. Luke's no angel, who is correct. And maybe an asshole, but the only person missing out, not going to a card show, is the person not going. The show would still. Yeah, Chris. I'm of. Excuse me. I mentioned at the beginning. I think I said this is bigger than us all, right? This is a bigger thing than an individual. Don't get me wrong. If it turned up, Luke had murdered a family of children. Like yeah, these things these things that you can say, all right, okay, maybe we need to do something different here. But that type of event only elevated the hobby. Everyone who went to the event got something from it, whether it was meeting a new connection, meeting Cyrus, meeting Dan Iqbal, seeing the Premier League trophy, speaking to GTS, speaking to Panini, being at the Spurs Stadium. Someone, I believe, got something from it. And it, when you do something that it just kind of reinvigorates that passion. I'm in a group called Card Bros, and they were, I think it was Jamie and Paul had a table. They were actually at the table next to me, but I didn't really get a chance to speak to him. There was Alex. I'm going to miss him out. Max. I'm going to have to try and name as many as I can now. Liam. Alex. I said Alex. Ash. That was the other one I was missing. And Mark. So I think most of them, even though it was through Instagram, met for the first time at this event. And again, all had shared experiences, different experiences of going through the hobby. But it was wonderful to see, just like, again, a group of people meeting up, enjoying what it is that they love to do in their spare time. Like, you can't go wrong with stuff like that. On a more serious matter, Chelsea spanking Real Madrid tonight. I don't know about that one. Do you see what I said? Everyone has their own opinion. What card show is this? This was the one that was at the UK card show. This was the one that was at the Spurs Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, which was just Saturday, just gone. I wish I'd gone, to be honest. Just didn't get around to it. No, it was good. Like I said, it was good. Dan Church, I was more happy meeting there. Do you know, I didn't. The thing is, there was a few people offered me lunch, and I was like, oh, I wish I could. But like, do you know, when you get in the zone, and like, I knew I had to stay in this zone all day, and I was like, right, I've got to do this. I had my water, and I was just like, right, I've got to get through this, got to get through this. After it, I was shattered, absolutely shattered. But it was a great event. What about GTS? So that's a great question. So moving on Friday, actually no, I'm going to go through comments and then I'm going to move on to where I thought it was only supposed to be an hour. Where I thought, because of what happened on Friday, Saturday, my thoughts on the UK hobby, which is very, very promising, and stay for that because you want to hear it. If you want to be a breaker, if you want to have products, if you want to listen to what I've got to say on that, because it's really it's interesting for me. It might not be interesting for you. Cheers, Max. I think Card House and Pack Rip talking to each other. Keep it up, dialogue is the way. Hi Aaron, good to see you Saturday. Yeah, man, it's definitely good to see you. Good to see you. Like I was just annoyed that I didn't get a chance to just generally chat with more people. Cause he's just fun. I got to speak to Ryan and Katie. Like he was just cool. Andy Spurs 85 on Twitch. Hello, mate. Given previous convictions, this whole BBC thing is more than a coincidence. Each to their own, but breaking with them is something I wouldn't advise. And again, like you've got to, again, back to the situation. Like if 10 people are in this room and 8 people are saying one thing, you're likely to agree or listen to the 8 rather than you are to a 2. It's like TripAdvisor. Like I ordered a takeaway this weekend. And I was like, I've always wanted to go to this place. And the reviews gave it 3 out of 5. I should have listened to the reviews because the next day, all I say was a curry. So you know what I'm going to say? It wasn't nice. It wasn't pleasant the next 2 days. So you get it. Sometimes you have to listen to the consensus of what people say. But like I said, everyone's got to make their own decisions. Just joined. Please, could I have a very quick overview of your stance on the UKBB situation so I'm up to speed? Yeah, so the UKBB situation, quick overview. Or a quick summary is, I believe 2 things came out of what's happened in the last 2 weeks. One is not liked, and 2 allegations of fraud. Me personally, because I've not had a bad experience with him, and because the allegations are still allegations up until now, I didn't think that was enough as a deterrent for me not to go to the show. So that's why I went to the show. Well, that's not why I went to the show. I went to the show because my job is to serve, and I was serving my customer base who expected me to be there. So that's why I went. But through that thought process is, okay, what has happened in the community? What has happened, and how should I react to that? I can't sit here and say Luke is the worst person in the world. Because I've not had that experience. Like I just can't say that. Do I know others who have and say that? Yep. Do I know others who say they had a good experience? Yeah. Like I'm not here to say whether he's good or bad. Like I'm not, because I don't like to tell people what to think. That's for whoever you are to make that decision. Like you can. Whoever you are, you can read, you can watch videos as well as I can. Like I don't need to sit here to either berate someone or praise someone. Like I said, it was a great show for me. I enjoyed it. I can't take that away from him because he put the show on. Because of that, I made connections that I think are going to be good for hopefully good for the hobby. Like but like I said, it's not an easy thing. It's not an easy thing to do to make a decision on something that could have a lasting effect on you, on your mates, on whatever you decide to do. So I don't judge anyone on what their choice was. Like I said, there's gonna be people who will never ever shop there again. There's gonna be people who do. So yeah, and we'll just see where that goes. I think I spoke to him at the show. or I spoke to him after and just said, you know what, that was a good event. Because like I said, at the end of the day, like it's a lot of work. You know, a lot of work has gone into it. I think he has 2 ladies working for him. I managed to speak to Sandeep as well, which was cool. Met him for the first time. And it was a good, like I said, it was a good show. Like I can't knock it. But at the same time, I'm trying everything I do. I'm trying to remain as objective as I can, so I can make better decisions. If someone come to me, okay, let me put it this way: if someone come to me and say, "Would you break with UK box break?" So because I know that's going to be a question that's probably going to be asked. I'd say, right, I'd tell that person to maybe shop around and just look at what's going on, because you need to make this. I can't tell you whether to go to someone or not, because unless I'm doing that thing, I can't tell you how to act. I can only tell you of the information that's there. I can say, right, this has happened. This is my experience. There you go. I can do that, but like I can't tell you where to go. Like I don't buy from UK box breaks, not because of what's going on. I just don't. So that's my experience. So I'm not going to say, like, for me, I'd say, you know, Soccer Kardashians, Trade We Cards, Card King, Crypt, like Tate, like, because I have relationships with some of these people, I'm more likely to refer to them just because I've got a personal relationship or I've actually bought into what they've done. So again, but that's my lived experience. So I can only kind of comment on things that and that's why I say to everyone, and it's not, I know people may think it's avoiding the question, but it's not, because I can only give you, like, for an example, people ask me almost every day, can you share this or can you do that? And I'll say the same thing, no, unless I've had that experience of either using you or buying from you or selling to you, so I can then be a vouch for that thing or whatever it is. If I've not done that thing, I'm not going to vouch for you. I'm not going to put you on a story. The reason why I put things on my story is because it's either come through me so I can verify it, but I wouldn't want a follow-on effect to be, well, Aaron referred me to this, or Aaron referred me to that. So then the blame then falls on me. It's like, so I'm very, particular of the information that I give. But you see me on, there's not one thing I do that I don't shout. I'll always shout someone out. I will always shout someone out, because again, it's still down to you as an individual to either go to that person. I'll shout out Patrick Mahomes and I'll say, watch his video on the show. You may watch 2 minutes, you may not like it. You may watch it, you may love it, you may follow him from that. Like, it's then down to you on how you then act from there. What convictions? I'm way behind on this. You heading down to London? Yeah, I can't wait for the London Car Show. That'll be cool. I've got a nice double table. I'm going to, hopefully, I think I'm going down with someone. So I'll have all my cards on one table. Have I got anything here? I've got 2 here. I'll just show you a quick 2. Just a quick 2, nothing special. Just a Pedri Gem Mint 10. Nothing special, right? You know what I mean? Anyone want to give me £2 for that, you can have it. Trey Lance Gem Mint 10 auto out of 3. I mean, nothing special. I don't want to give me a few grand for that. Yeah, more than welcome to. It'll be at the show. It'll be on Showcase. Anyway, I've heard stories from another breaker that said Luke had messaged his supplier saying he was using fraudulent money or something along those lines, and he lost his supply because of this. Well, I mean, that's an allegation. I can't comment on that. That's obviously a massive. that's actually a massive thing. That's crazy. We don't do ifs, buts, or maybes, or only absolutes here. Ryan, my guy. Pat Ripper. Oh, no, still talking to each other. Like if your aunt had balls, she'd be your uncle, but she doesn't. I don't even know what that's in relation to. Something I may have said. That's tickled me. That never had a problem with Perry. Perry Oliver on YouTube. Never had a problem with Luke and me ever, but can see the other side to it. Thought he dealt with it horrendously. Zero assurances and all. Took a good few days. Fair enough. Spot on, Dan. Great to meet everyone that I was able to speak to. Aaron was a pleasure. Looking forward to the end of the month. Yeah, definitely. Hopefully, I really just want to I just want to have normal conversations about collections at the London Car Show. That's what I'm actually most looking forward to, is just to be able just to talk to people about the hobby. Is anyone going to the National, by the way? I'm looking to go to the National. Agree. I think last monthly report and a current daily check, etc., should cover you to continue. But when allegations are made, first thing to do is take down and then do test. Agree with that. Jacob LDN. Here is a simple solution for Luke. Integrate Apple Pay or PayPal onto his site and maybe let it run itself. Don't be the face of his firm, perhaps because it's very personal for some people. And that's fair as well. I didn't know if you didn't have Apple Pay or PayPal. I know for me, I had a website and I had PayPal on it, and PayPal shut me down. Shut me down like last year. Pricks. Invest to fund PC. That Russell Orange Red wasn't gradable. Sad face. Jacob LDN. Not a bad way to do it. Would help rebuild UK box breaks. So much for cutting off at 7, mate. And don't know Luke at all with or never broke with UKBB, and the website scenario is that this is Ali Hawthorne, massive Leicester fan and collector. Isn't the end of the world if he rectifies it correctly, but his attitude towards customers is strange, mate. And that's the thing. At the end of the day, we're in a hobby where like interactions matter. Like, so I get this general consensus, but interactions do matter. Every single one of them matters. Sub-Zero is a legend. Sub-Zero Breaks UK. That's Paul Hubbard is a legend. There you go. Heard it from Pat Grips himself. How long did it take to tour the How long did it take to tour the Space Trophy room? No, Jacob again. No one went mental when British Airways got frauded. And details were leaked. To be fair, it's because they can't direct blame at one person who they've had bad personal experiences. And the thing, it happens. Like, the thing is, it happens. I remember when it happened to the NHS. Facebook, Instagram, like it always happens. Detached from it as the face of the bus. After that, Curry created a face. I'm gonna read that. You want anything, Curry, mate? Hit me up, mate. There's since the show, I've arranged two meetups with people. One, I've got a curry in Birmingham, and I've also got a Jamaican restaurant in Birmingham as well. There's a lot of Brummies actually in the hobby. And anyone else notice that? There's a lot of Brummies in the hobby. And then there's no Midland show. I don't know. So yeah, two separate people invited me to two different things. So yeah, and as well, a lot of people actually, like, when I say a lot, I mean there's been like 5 people. I've got a space in Manchester. Like, some people just come up to the collection. I'm happy just to spend all day. We'll talk. We'll go out for food. If anyone's not been to Fazenda, oh my god, like, you need to go to Fazenda. It's probably the best restaurant in the world, or maybe top 5 restaurants in the world. All you can eat steak, best customer service, best salad bar. Yeah, it's mint. Also, with what has been said today about him not sending cards out and saying for the guy to contact the police or a solicitor to receive his cards is horrendous. I've not even seen that. What's that? Or am I opening a can of worms by asking that? I think. Evening only just jumped on. My first ever submission is with you to send a PSA. When do we get the invoices? Badger, hello sir. Apologies, I saw your message just before I was coming live. I'm gonna get, because you've asked before. You asked. I think you asked yesterday. I can't remember what day it is. Yeah, I think you asked yesterday. So I'll get your I'll get that invoice to you by tonight, mate, because you have asked. So apologies for that delay. I just got I literally just picked up a new box of cards, a new sack of cards, should I say. So I'm running a little bit behind in terms of submission. I'm about 24 hours behind, so I do apologise. And anyone else waiting for pre-grades or invoices? Invoices for the people who've asked, I'm going to try and get tonight. Pre-grades are going to be tomorrow for the majority of you. But that's it. UK Box Breaks on YouTube. Here he is. Final outcome is Luke's a dick and LOL. But again, he knows that. It's how he corrects that. And I had a conversation with him. I've had a conversation with Sandeep. So again, whatever happens moving forward and how he corrects that, that's down to him. But I always think, again, and I'll circle back to it. It's how, forget whatever the problem is. It's how you resolve it. Like everything, I think, has a resolution. Whether you agree with the resolution or disagree with the resolution, there's going to be a right outcome. I worked in customer relations for 8 years. I worked in customer resolution for 8 years, customer experience for 8 years. There's always going to be an answer, but it's how you. It needs to be an answer that kind of suits the masses. I've had this saying for ages now, where out of 10 people, 3 people will love it, 3 people will hate it, 4 people won't give a crap about it. So it's like you kind of you have to go forward. Like I said, if Luke's watching this now, right? So he's seeing all these comments. He's seeing what everyone's saying. How he reacts is on him. How he moves forward from him. He's going to take the feedback and think, do you know what? I need to change something. I need to do this. That's up to him. If he thinks, actually, no, I don't agree with that, or I don't want to listen to this, I'm going to do this instead. That's up to him. Like, then it's up to you how you respond to whatever the fallout is. Absolutely. Like I said, I've never been one to shy away from, anything. And like I said, for me, every decision has a repercussion, whether rightly or wrongly. Like for me, I would hope, and as I've said to him before, I would hope, take the feedback, get better. Like, why not when you've got the resources to become something bigger? Like this is, like I said, this thing is bigger than is all. So like, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you listen and do better? That's what I do every day. Like I was speaking to Lewis, who's King's Cards. I've got a submission form out currently. I actually wanted to put on the submission form a feedback survey. I just didn't have time to do it, but a feedback survey just to see what people think. Even though I know that survey, that submission form is not going to be the submission form in a month's time because I'm already changing it. But I value what people think. Like I was speaking to Footwiz Dan, and saying. And he provided me some feedback on it. I was like, okay, yeah, and I made an instant change because I actually just missed something. So again, it's how it's all in the reaction. It's all in how you react to something. Thanks for the shout out, mate. No worry, final Trey Lance that I had to try Facebook for. Mate, yes, I am booking the National. Yes, Footwiz is booking the National. Go on, Dan. I was speaking to Cyrus. Cyrus was like, "Oh, you need to come to Harris." And I know Gorilla Ship are going. Gorilla Ship was like, we're going out one night. I'm hiring a limo. Are you coming? I was like, wait, what? I was like, yes. Anyone who's going to the National, let me know because I can't wait. Don't think I can go to the National. The USA only accepting people double vaccinated. Need to check. Really? I didn't know that. I mean, I'm double vaccinated anyway, but that's interesting. Would love to go to National. AC isn't the easiest to get to from the UK. Yeah, apparently, a few people, I'm going off topic, but it's fun. Flying into Philadelphia, and then it's like an hour away. I was speaking to Jamie, I think. So you fly into Philadelphia, and then it's like an hour into Atlantic City, I think. But I think there's a number. The more I say it, like more people are saying like they're going, and I think it'd be so cool to have like just a UK meetup over there. I think it'd be amazing. And I've never been to the States, so I can't wait. Hopefully back to Chicago next year. Start saving now. SK is Yam Yam, not a there is just a lot of Satty, there we go. Satty's the guy I met. Hi mate. So there we go. I've got big up the Brummies. My guy. Most of the people I chat to in the home, honestly, are Brummies. Most of the people, Josh, who now runs Investing in Soccer Breaks, Brummie. Ryan, who I met the other month, Brummie. Jamie, who I spoke to since the beginning of the homie, Brummie. All of them, there's Bear. And now Satty, even though he lives in London, and Soccer Card Dealer. Anyway, feel free to join. Jonas knows about Facenda. Jonas, we'll go for food. We will go for food, my friend. I love Facenda. Premier Group on Facebook came out today. Oh, that must be something I said before. Hello, mate. How's it going? What did you get in your mystery slab bag? I got these. So Martin Card Sales did a mystery bag, and he gave me these. And this is what I got in my mystery envelope. An Mbappe, PSA 9. An Mbappe, PSA 9. And another Mbappe, PSA 9. 3 graded cards. So make sure you look out for him at the London Card Show. I know he's doing something bigger and better. So look out for that. Wicked, nice one. Nice one, Badger, mate. Was a show in Midlands, but unfortunately they were too busy. Excuse me. UKBB is the biggest breaking company in the UK by far. The amount they offer. Reckon we'll find out the grades for cards that are currently at QA. I'm gonna say, I want to say yeah, maybe to the end of the week. I'll know once it gets into Q2. If it gets into Q2 by tomorrow, then yeah. If it doesn't get into Q2 by tomorrow, then it may be about Sunday. I do expect to have the cards by next week, though, at some point next week. So that's for PSA regular by next week. So looking forward to that. There's some nice ones on there. Luke, UK Box Rates, you're a company and doing this to pay bills. For me, that's not the case for myself. I'm happy to open boxes regardless. People don't have to buy or break with myself. There is millions of others and loads sell boxes. That's his view. I would need to try and justify the price of the trip. Mate, you got to get to that. Do it. Because I think the Nationals is going to be big. Because last year, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was not as big because obviously it was COVID. The last year, and obviously 2 years ago, not many of us were even in the hobby. So this year, I just think it's going to be quality. And like everyone I speak to in the States are all like it's the National. The National's just the best. I was speaking to Cyrus and he was talking to me about Panini do these like this special event. I don't know if anyone can confirm, but this like special event where it's like $3 or $4 a ticket, or you buy like $10,000 worth of products and you get like a seat at the table, but is then like you'll get like a gift bag or something, and like the gift bag is like, if you get one of the gift bags, the gold gift bag or something like that, it's like you'll get like something like amazing in it. I was just like, oh my god, obviously I ain't got $4 for a ticket, but that's another question. I might sneak in the room somehow. I'll be like, have you not seen my YouTube page? I've got like 50 followers. Like, surely you can let me in. Let's just all get a private jet that will go to AC. Let's do it. Brewing by birth, but in London too. Sati. Yeah, please do, mate. Please do. Like honestly, this place was. Ooh, yeah. Anyway, I'm not even gonna try and reminisce about what happened. You go into the Northwest Car Show, and I think it's Northwest. I'm going. I don't know. I want to, but it's in a period where Nationals like a few weeks later. Mom's birthday, girlfriend's birthday, girlfriend's dad's birthday, which is the 7th, I think. And I can't remember where Silverstone is. I actually want to go to Silverstone, and that's usually in July. What could we improve? What could we improve? Oh, that's a great question. What could we improve for the next show? I think someone told me, because I didn't get a chance to actually walk around because I was just at my desk, but people were saying the flow of the way you walked round wasn't the best. But I couldn't really see because where I was, I just saw people in mine in LVW cards who was next to me. That's all I saw. But a few people after the show who just messaged me just to say, hello, nice to meet you kind of thing, said, however, like the walking wasn't the most efficient way or something like that. But yeah, nervous wait, honestly. Honestly, if you do a 2-day event, I think it'll be great. I'm looking forward to a 2-day event. I think that'll be amazing. I think it'll be received as well. I think it'll be well received, a 2-day event. Honestly, if national VIP event, I just know I can't afford it. I would love to go. Whatever this VIP event is, I just know it'd be amazing. But I just can't afford it, man. Especially with a trade after party. Right, okay. So I've reached up to the comments now. I've got up to the comments. What was wrong with the flow? That's crazy. It was. I don't know. I actually don't know because I didn't get a chance to walk around, which I'm absolutely gutted about. Right. Anyway, moving on. That was why I went to the car show. The car show itself. So, on the Friday, there was an evening organised between GTS, Panini, and Topps. It was amazing to see what their vision is and what they're expecting. So, I actually didn't know prior to this, but they're building a distribution centre in Ireland. And the guy who was running it was there as well. And basically, they see Europe is this kind of emerging market. See Europe as this emerging market, and think we're going to be the next big thing in terms of where the hobby's going to. Which I've said that for years. Like this is the reason why I'm in it still. Is that I just think there's so much growth. I think we've not even tipped the iceberg. I think there's a lot for us to still learn in the UK. About buying, selling, the types of products. I think there's loads to learn, but I think there's just so much growth. Like when you see how much money people are willing to spend on pieces of cardboard daily, like you can't not be impressed. You can't not think that this space for this hobby to grow. So one and only is still here, because you asked about GTS. So just to Luke said, I agree with the flow. Obviously, we had 7 or 8 missing people. That would have made the early flow event in the Midlands. Event in the Midlands. But that's what I think. Another thing I think we need. So I was talking to GTS, and GTS were saying that they want to do smaller events in the UK, but have something where they like travel over the country. So obviously. If UK Box Breaks is another show, they'll be there. If there's smaller shows, they say they say that's how they think that it can grow. Is if it'd be better to do smaller shows or like pop-up shops, but in different parts of the country, which I think that'll be really cool. Especially if you can get the bigger people in the UK to sponsor it, spread the message, and I think that's where it grows. I think it needs to be in different places to be able to give it most amount of exposure. So I'm very so with all what they were saying is what a lot of us are thinking in terms of growth in the UK, allocation of product, where it needs to be distributed. All the questions that you have, they were there to answer. So one question is obviously going to be on allocation, and I told you what they told me directly is, first of all, it's hard to get the US version of allocation because there's been people who have built up, like Cyrus, who've built up years of allocation, years of spending hundreds of thousands, and they say it's based on like an algorithm. So for instance, it may be that a certain product you may have bought you may need to have bought a certain amount to then get allocated another product, or you may have, it may be for like one season. They say they've basically got a different algorithm for different things which will determine the allocation. What they said for us is, what's worth noting is the European distribution centre, which is currently in, or will be in Ireland. Excuse me. But where we'd get lucky is the European exclusives, where we can get the distribution. So we would still build up an allocation with them. They say they say they know it's an issue, right? But like, how do you appease people who've paid you 4 million when people are just starting out? They know that they need to help people down here. But to find that right model is very difficult. He said he's known someone who I forgot what his position was, but someone at GTS was saying how he's known people from 2 years ago who started with just being a breaker, and now they've got 2 retail shops. So again, it's they were there to understand our needs, and they're still willing to listen to what we can offer. So. Are you going to the Germany show? I didn't know there was Germany. What's in Germany? I know Germany's big for sports cars. I didn't know there was one in Germany though. No, I don't think I can afford that. Actually, I don't know why I say I don't think. I can't afford that. Building out this website is absolutely destroying. Well, it's not destroying me, but it's a cost. It's a cost. So I can just about do the national. I can just about do maybe a big night out in Atlantic City and spend a proportion of money at a casino or 2, but then that's it, and then I'm done for the year. I'm done for the year after that. Yeah, if they get a circuit going, that would be good. Oh, okay. So yeah, I think again, from their perspective, they understand what it is that's needed. Because my thing, and I think me and Pat was talking to the guys, is like, we got to start somewhere, but there's got to be some leeway. Like, if I can buy X amount of product from David Adams or but I need to build my allocation through you, but you charge more than them, then how can that work for me? So, like I said, there's things that can happen. There's things that are in discussion with, well, not with me, but like with everyone within the hobby that they know. So it's interesting to see. It's interesting to see their thoughts are, right, how can we make this bigger? They've got a distribution centre in Ireland. Because I said that it doesn't actually make much difference because we still got to pay VAT when it's in Ireland, rather than if you had a shop in the UK. They said ideally they would want one in the UK, but they understand the tax implications and everything like that. So there's still a lot to work out. But again, for me, that's just excitement to me. The fact that that they're still thinking about it. There's these opportunities. There's opportunities for someone to start as a breaker today, build up their audience, and get allocation through this year. Like, so you're not basically, it's not too late for people to start out, which I love. Like, there's no one who's got this monopoly and who everything goes through one person. Like, everyone has to, like, again, and that's the other thing. Like, you don't always need to necessarily be the cheapest. Like, you can have a group of people who you can have a group of people who just break with you because they like to break with you. Like I said, I like the trade we guys because I was like fanboying over him over the weekend because I just love like your setup and the way you kind of do things. I just really enjoyed it. I really enjoy them. But then we got talking about like allocation and some things are a struggle. Distribution and like especially when because you then have to operate as a business, and it's difficult if you've never operated a business before on how a business runs because there's overheads, there's costs here, there, and everywhere. There's a lot of things that you got to take into consideration. 28th of May, Europe's biggest show. I genuinely didn't know. I genuinely didn't know. When people ask why my prices was more than USB for the first year, now you see why. Evening, Jamie. Hello, sir. Jamie Leeb. The other guy I was talking to, like I said, I've talked to Jamie since the beginning of the hobby. Who's actually just started a consignment business. So check that out on Facebook. On Instagram even. Kaiserslautern. So anyway, so it's in Kaiserslautern for anyone who's going to Germany. So that was the Friday night. Really good conversation. Spoke to the director of exports for Panini. Really, really nice guy, actually. And again, his vision is absolutely European focused. He thinks it's going to be huge over here. It was just a good place to network and to see. And like I said, like for me, me since day one. My thing has always been to raise this game in the UK. Like, I want to take this as far as it can go. Whatever role I play in that, like, I think it's going to be massive for us all. There's a lot of people who are new to the hobby, old to the hobby, but still trying to get more followers and stuff like that. I think there's going to be plenty of opportunities to come. Thank you. We'll check it out. Dance cards. What not in the UK would be good. What not in the UK would be. It definitely would be good. What not in the UK would be good. Because yeah, we can buy from them, but we can't be a seller in there, which is really annoying. I actually asked them. I was like, "Come on, you need some guys from the UK." Like, but did they reply to me? I don't think they even replied to me. The bigger the hobby, the better for everyone. 100% agree with that. So the show, I'm going to quickly go into the show because I'm dying now. The show for me me personally, it was good. I didn't stop from the morning to the afternoon. I got to speak to so many people that I've always wanted to speak to. Cyrus, let me move on to Cyrus. Cyrus from Soccer Breakers was there. Who was co-sponsoring the event with UK Box Breaks. Oh my God. Like, again, he came over to me again, twice. Cyrus the GOAT came over to me. And we were just talking. We were just talking about the hobby. And it was such a nice guy. Absolutely such a nice guy. A lot of people who are in the UK came in through Soccer Breakers. So it was just nice to, again, just speak to him just normally and his kind of journey through sports cards and how he got to where he is now. It was just a real cool conversation, and I know a lot of people again enjoyed that element, and hopefully get to see him at the National, which will be cool. Hopefully see you there, Dan. We'll just go. I'm considering Nationals. Dan, man, go to the Nationals. Dan, go to the Nationals. Right. So then on the Saturday, I think people were saying that it was mostly football, mostly soccer, tiny bit of F1, maybe a bit of basketball, or did someone say there was not enough F1? I really didn't. I don't know what was about. Like, Cyrus was on a table like opposite me. I didn't know how he was doing some breaks. I didn't know how they went. But someone said he had Panini Prism for like 200 quid, which, I mean, it sounds insane. I don't know what price is. I don't know if that's the price now, but it sounded lower than what it is. So he was selling that at 200. He had some shirts. I think Dan got a Pele signed shirt. So like there was things happening there, and it was cool. They had the Premier League trophy, which was behind me, but I didn't get a chance to take a picture. Well, it was really, like I say, it was really cool. For me, there could have been nothing in that room, but because I got the chance to speak to people I've only ever conversed with on Instagram, I just really enjoyed it. I just really enjoyed it. So yeah, so for me it was a win. For me it was a success. Like I said, for anyone to join in now, I kind of gone through the whole shabazz about how on what's happened, and hopefully, like I said, we can. Or I don't know, not hopefully, I can put a line in this and say at least I've commented on it. People are going to agree with me. People are going to disagree with me. I'm sure. If anyone wanted to have any questions, I'm happy to answer it. Maybe not tonight because I have a ton of work to do, and this is taking me 42 minutes longer than it should have. Were there high-end cards there? Watching US shows seems to be a lot of cards in. There were actually quite a few big deals. I think Alex or Mark. There was two guys. There was definitely a few £1,500 plus deals being made. I think someone had was it 2014 or 2018 World Cup Prism box. So that's a few grand in itself. So there was definitely. Some higher end cards for sure, absolutely sure, and that's only going to get better. I'm taking a few to the London show myself, a few decent cards, so hopefully, Whatnot in the UK would be great. I spoke to them when they first come out, but they couldn't. There was something, but that's where a lot of like American services, they don't like to do international trade. Maybe it's just us. Maybe they do it in other countries, but. And now you're booked up months for meals. Do you know what? Two of my favourite things: trading cards, food. If I can somehow mash them together, talking about sports cards over a good meal, you've got me. Steak, Indian. Caribbean, Italian. Why am I love all French. I love all food. I don't even know why I'm named. Yeah, I love all food. Thai, Chinese, sushi. Well, I could go on. What shampoo do you use? I'm one of those guys. I'm a real man. I don't use whatever the bottle is. I'll just chuck it on. Hand soap. Yeah, put it on there. Conditioner, yeah, fuck it, that'll do. Soccer Cards United balls. I never met Soccer Cards United. First time I've wanted to speak to Soccer Cards United for ages. Just because I don't know, busy or whatever. Like, and it seemed like, so I met Enzo and I forgot the other guy's name. But that was cool. That was a cool meet. Hopefully I can speak to those guys again. Didn't even know they were going. Jamie, absolutely. Oh yeah, Jamie, absolutely. Like it's mad that like I said, I've spoken to some people like you for like 2 years, never met, but like I just feel like I know you. It's crazy. I was about to make a deal with Martin. What was that for his words? Don't lie. I was gonna ask you what's for tea tonight. I've got some chicken steaks. Some chickens, peri chicken steaks, sweet corn, obviously chips, and a pita. So again, you're keeping me behind because of that. I'm looking forward to that, so I can't stay on for too much longer. I got a live face to face. Go. See, I missed that. Oh man, Jason, that's it. Jason, Enzo and Jason. No, it was really good to speak to those guys. Do you know what the thing is, Aaron, about restaurants? Because I left Sheffield when I was 18, 19. Like, all I knew was takeaway. So I was just going out. So I only knew takeaways. I've only been to this Damon's up in the Manor, or is it Burley? which I've been to, which I love Damon's. But I've never actually been to a fancy restaurant in Sheffield. All my experiences were as a drunken teenager, just going to bar and then to a takeaway after. I wasn't as refined as I am now. Need cooking with chemistry. I'll get it sorted, mate. I'll get it sorted. God, can you answer my question about PSA 9? Oh, yes, yeah. I will do that now. So remind me of the question again, Derek. Because there'll be a few people in here who's got an opinion of. It's actually something that I've wanted to talk about for a long time, but it's like finding the right setting. PSA 9s versus PSA 10s. Because I was saying it at the show. There's nothing wrong with a PSA 9, but I think there's just this. There's just this. I forgot the word. You'll know the word I'm thinking about. Cloud that hangs over a PSA 9. Should you only buy PSA 10s rather than PSA 9s? Right. So put it like this. If a PSA 10, there was a Holland PSA 10 and it's 5,000, right? PSA 10, £5,000, let's say. PSA 9, 2,000. PSA 8, 1,000, right? You buy in at whatever you can afford, right? Because you expect, if you're buying to invest, if you can afford PSA a £5,000 card, you think it's going to go to £6,000 card, then you invest in that. But there's this trickle down effect, which I think most of us miss, is that then there'll be an upcharge in a PSA 9. So if the 5,000 PSA 10 goes to 6,000, the PSA 9 might go to 2,500, because the people who may be able to afford a £5,000 card, they might not be able to afford the 6,000, but they might be able to afford two PSA 9s at 2,000 each. So if you're looking at it from an investment point of view, you buy what you can afford, and there's going to be many people who won't be able to afford the PSA 10 version of whatever that card is. Because what we're talking about mainly is the rookie card. The ones that will hold and grow in value, depending on how many is printed, are the rookie cards of whoever that person is, right? So we're not talking about other numbered cards. We're not talking about just auto cards. We're not talking about base cards or second year, third year. If we're just talking about the card that's likely, not always, likely to hold the most value, it's going to be that rookie card of that person. So the rookie Kylian Mbappe, for example, it's only a sticker. PSA 10s go for whatever it's going for now, 10,000. I can't afford to get a PSA 10. Do I think Mbappe is going to be one of the greatest players in the world ever? Yeah. So I want to invest in, but I can't afford a PSA 10. Can I afford a PSA 9? Probably not. Well, I don't know. Probably, but let's say probably not. So then my entry point is a PSA 8. So there's value in still. There's value in still. PSA 8s. It really depends on what the card is. If the PSA 8 is only 50 quid, like there's no point in buying a card raw, then grading it, but you've got to see how that card's doing over time. And if you believe that in 5 years' time, if the PSA 10 doubles in 5 years' time, the PSA 9's gonna maybe not double, but it probably will, but it will be higher than what it is now. So for me, there's tremendous value in 9s, especially in the UK, because I think we undervalue 9s a lot. I think people who understand the game think 9s are a good investment. But if you're thinking in the short term, because a lot of us in the hobby now, we want to buy a card and then we want to sell it next week. We want to buy a card and we want to sell it in a month. Or we want to buy a card and we want to sell it when that player scores a hat-trick. If you're thinking like that, then yeah, PSA 9s might not be the one to go. But if you hold the card over a period of time, just like stocks, over a period of time, it's likely to increase. So for me, PSA 9s, there's even value in PSA 8s because, like I said, there's got to be this trickle down effect where 10s are the piece de la resistance or whatever it is. Then 9s, all right, that's your next best, and then your next best is an 8. People are buying Jordan, is it the 1986 Fleer in like PSA 2s, like, because that's what they can afford. That's probably like $600 or $700, but that's what they can afford. Whether it goes up in value, that's a different question. But again, you buy into where you can afford. Let's see what people's thoughts are on a PSA 9. Stigma. As a new collector, I've only looked at 10s, but is that the wrong? I think it's because I know you. I buy the card. Don't buy the grade. That's what everyone says. Buy the card, don't buy the grade. So, if you see a card that you really like, I this is my mentality, right? If I see a card, I look at it, I'm trying to buy the card, but if I see the 10 is 1,000, the 8 is 800, the 9 is 800, and the 8 is 200. I'd rather go for the 10 because it's only a small difference. Actually, perfect example. I'm skipping. I love this question. I bought the Saka Pitch Kings PSA 9 because I think it's undervalued compared to the PSA. I think the PSA 10 is selling for about 1,700 maybe, and the PSA 9 is about. I bought it for about 400. So I thought there's room for that to go higher. That's a hole for me for it's a hole for me. Saka's my guy anyway, but that card is a hold for me for the next 5-10 years. So I think the price I bought it now, I think it's absolutely fantastic. But I'm thinking long term, but more long term, 5, 10, 15 years. PSA 9 massively undervalued. Agreed. I am happy with 9s. Can't stand an 8 though. Like don't get me wrong. Like if it was an 8 in this, which is just the base Domrus, I probably wouldn't want an 8 in that. But if it was an 8 in his rookie card, the rookie sticker, then I would want an 8 because I think that's still going for like £800,000, and I just think again Mbappe. Then I want to my thinking would be, right, if I can get the 8, then I want to try and get a 9, then I want to try and get a 10. So there are certain cards where I definitely won't get an 8, but there are some that I would. Greg Williamson on YouTube. PSA 10s are like a nice and shiny thing. Everyone, yeah, 100%. I mean, who doesn't, everyone wants a 10. I love 10s. I mean, I don't know if I showed these stream, but I got a Trey Lance to 10, Genmin Auto out of 3. I don't know if I showed that one. I may have shown it earlier. I can't remember. A Pedri Sapphire 10. So like an 8 in this now is not probably as valuable. But then in 2 or 3 years' time, if people think Pedri is going to be the player I think he's going to be, like that 8's going to go up in value. Even if it only doubles, you're making, even if it's, like I said, I don't know what the price is. It's probably like, this is probably I don't know, maybe about 1,500. So PSA 8 is probably about like 300, 400, something like that. But it's his rookie card. It's numbered rookie card. There's only 99 of these. So, yeah, it could go to the moon. PSA 8s, if they're pre-2000. Oh, yeah. Oh, God, yeah. 8s are good in... Especially because in usually the older cards, there's very few 10s. And the 10s are obviously like... Some of the 10s in some cards are absolutely insane. I think there's a massive difference in stickers as well, from especially the World Cup stickers 2006, Euros 2004. There's a massive difference in even a PSA 9 to a PSA 10, like huge. So they could be, if that's the case, then they could be an opportunity to get 9s rather than go for the 10s. Jamie Lieb, there will always be a thing with PSA 9 that you can go one better. I personally prefer 10s unless super high value. And I get it. I know Card King only collects gems. He only collects like he's a Jude Bellingham fan, and I've graded a few Jude Bellinghams for him, and they've come back. Few come back nines, and he'll sell them because he don't want nines. He only wants tens. I think it depends on the. It does depend on the card. But in like 10 years' time, like that nine might be like amazing. Like so, but for this newer short term, it's definitely a thing of I just need the 10. PSA 9 is mid and hard to tell the difference for the majority of people who've cracked and compared with the 10. The thing what annoys me about the 9 PSA is there's such a difference between a 9 and a 10. Like the difference could be either very minute or it could be a bit bigger, but you'll still get a 9. Like I think it'd just be beautiful if there was a 9.5 because I've seen so many. I pre-grade so many cards that are in between that, and I don't think it deserves a 9, but it might not. I might not just get a 10. So I don't know if I don't know what would be better to have. Because I don't really know what I think of having two 10s. Because I know some graded card companies have Gem Mint 10 and then a pristine 10 or a perfect 10. Or have a 9.5 and a 10, or have a 10 and then the perfect 10. But I think they just because the gap is so big between a 9 and a 10. I think it just annoys me sometimes because I see cards that's like it's better than a 9 though. It is better than a 9. Oh Jesus Christ, I had a mate there. Also buy the card, not the grade. There we go. Said that earlier. I have a PSA 7. Listen, on the show, at the weekend, Max has got a PSA 7, and I think he must have mentioned everyone who come to my table because he was sat next to me. Everyone who come to my table, do you know what I got? I got this PSA. I got this João Felix 101. You never guess what it got. He was like, he got a 7. Cracks. He got it on his phone, and he was and he was showing everyone. I was like, oh my god, here he is again. He was. You're fuming. Always go with your cheers. Always go with your budget. 100%. We're saying rookie, but Messi World Cup 2000 Prism is now the highest sell. yeah. And that was his first Prism, so I get that because Prism is supposed to be the. I was actually speaking to the Panini rep, and I was like, Prism was a bit of a letdown. Like I didn't really like Prism. It should be the marquee, and he was like, "Oh, interesting, okay." But yeah, that Messi's going for absolutely stupid. But I remember when 2018 Messi's 2 years ago were going for absolutely phenomenal prices when they shouldn't. But anyway, I buy a card, I sell in the same hour. What multiple do you calculate over a modern 8, 9, 10? For me, on a very, and it's not it's not guaranteed. It's not something that I live and die by. But I always say raw. If you get a PSA 10, it's about 10 times the value. The difference between a 9 and 10 is about 3x. And I think that one's quite in. If there's a card with quite a lot of cards graded in that, it's usually about 3x ish, 2.5, 3x. The difference between the 9 and the 10, which again is why I think the 9s are undervalued. When you actually look at the data of some cards, it's about 3x the difference. So and usually if you look at it on a graph, and if you remind me next week, I'll do it for a few cards next week. You'll see the cards have the same journey. So they either go down at the same rates, 9s, 10s. They either go down at the same rate or they go up at the same rate. And it's really fascinating to see. So again, I'm a geek with stuff like this. So if anyone, like I said, remind me next week and I'll go through the data. Dan, the Supreme Negotiator, Samuel L. Jackson. What a film, by the way. If you're not buying the grade, then buy raw, and it will be even cheaper. Yeah, fair. I just can't deal with raw cards. I don't know about anyone else, but I just can't deal with raw cards. I hate buying raw cards. The only raw cards I deal with if it's straight from the pack, and then I'll grade it. Like CSG, I can't wait. I can't wait to get the first CSG back. Oh my goodness. Anyway, how good did the Havertz look for an 8? Yeah. The grading scale is literally all over the show. Some of the cards I've seen in 10s that they shouldn't even be 8s is insane. But that's definitely another story. You're saying this, but aren't you aiming for a PSA 10 rookie sticker? Why not get a 5? No, but that's what I would do. I would buy a 5. If I saw a 5 in my price range, I would buy the 5. Then I would want to buy the 6. Then I would want to buy the 7, 8, 9, and work my way up to the 10. That's what I actually want to do. I actually want to go on a journey where, right, okay, this is my price point now. I can outright buy a Thierry Henry rookie PSA 7. And then when I build up whatever I've sold, okay, I can now buy a PSA 8 outright, and then I can buy a PSA 9, then I can buy a PSA 10. And when I get to the PSA 10, that's the pinnacle. But now, there's a team sticker, which is a season earlier, which is going for crazy money. So now I need that. It's a thing. It's a whole thing. Thank you, sir. Yeah, the tray. Aaron and Josh have been telling me about this guy. I really don't know anything about him. I'm the worst. What did you think of the Messi sell-off? So many cheap pickups. Well, see, what's the market? I think so. Someone else asked me this question recently. I think the market's gone well down, like well down. But I do think it'll either pick up or it'll level out, right? Because I think, again, in the UK, definitely, especially on UK eBay, we don't know how to price stuff properly. We all want to get the top of whatever the flipping thing is, and I think we need to get. But I'm the same. Like I'm not saying I'm but like I had this priced at when I was only going to sell it one time. I'm not selling it anymore. At £2,500 at one point because I saw one sale. I know for a fact it's about 12 to 1,500 quid card, maybe 11. But I don't want to sell it for that. And luckily, I say luckily, I need to sell thousands of cards. But like I just collect cards. Like I actually rarely sell. I need to sell cards, but I rarely sell cards. So I'm happy to wait for it to appreciate to the value I think that card is. To the rate I think that card is. Like I don't need to sell. Thankfully, that's a lie. I do need to sell. I could do with about 20 grand right now. But hey ho, I mean we all need 20 grand. Who doesn't want 20 grand? 30-point newer card for me has to be a 9 or a 10. Yeah, newer cards have to be in that. It depends on the card. Newer cards where there's a lot printed, it has to be a 9 or a 10. But if it's out of 5 or out of 10 or out of 20, like you can get away with a lower grade just because there's. I think that's where also I think the education is the fact of supply, like what do you call him? Zion Williamson, NBA, has got 18,000 cards graded. There's so many in circulation. Like that price has to stay at a certain price. But you look at Bukayo Saka Pitch Kings, there's only 20 graded. I can't remember what the figure is, but like it's low. But that card is like nowhere near the value of. Do you know what I mean? I know NBA, like, don't get me wrong, I know there's a load of other factors, but I'm just trying to, on a simple view, like, there's so much more room for soccer to grow, which is why I think even though the market's down, I think it's going to grow up a lot. And with the World Cup year, this year, I think we're going to see massive growth. Whether that means price point goes up, that's a different question. But I think the volume of what gets turned over and graded, that increases, which hopefully either in turn leads to more sales or higher price points for people to buy into. Look at F1. I mean, F1's a perfect example. F1 is going crazy, but I think F1 it may come down. But yeah. Messi auto were going 1,000, 3,000. Even the cracked eyes. What was funny was that TFF, my guy, was pulled the Ronaldo boot. I was actually speaking to John about this earlier today. Pulled the boot, which is obviously amazing. I think the Ronaldo Messi one sold for 50 grand or something like that. Derek, who's DL Boot Room on Instagram, he was just telling me how like you could get a match worn pair of Ronaldo's boots for about 14 grand, which I just but that shows to me how big soccer cards are, that you just want in a card in that format. It means that much more just to have that little piece. I'd say it's 3x more than what it is for both his boots. Match worn is insane to me, but it shows the growth of the market. I still can't believe those F1 Chrome you recently graded for someone came back in neither. Don't even start me on that, mate. Oh my god. There's no way. There's no way this should. And the edge peel was so bad. Like, how it got a 10 is insane. How it got a 10 is insane. I've offered £50 for that Felix to each of it. I think everyone knows about my Felix. The Haaland Merlin Crow PSA 10 I have coming with you. I have so many people asking the price, even people that have similar Haaland cards to that, as they want to know what to sell for. And that's it. Like, it's so hard when there's so few sales of cards. Like, I get it all the time. Oh, what do you think this is going to sell for? I have a quick search and there's like 3 cards. Like, you can't base. There's so many cards that you can't base because of the volume. That's it's like it's just whatever someone's willing to pay at that point. Like, I could say, oh yeah, it's worth 2.5, or it's worth 1,500, or it's worth 5 grand. But like, because there's so few sold, it's literally, I don't know. Like, it's a guess at that point. And usually, whatever you put it, if you say, or if I say it's like 2.5, it's probably going to sell for about 1,200. Like, especially in the UK market. Like, we don't have enough high-end buyers and sellers in the UK market yet. And there's people there, don't get me wrong, there's people with money, but we're not there yet to have a marketplace where it's buying from each other. But it will definitely get there. I hate dealing with raw cards. Said from a true grading. That's funny. Take the J to the national. Do you know what the thing is now? I want to keep it to see him. I know this Jimmy G. But I want Jimmy G to get injured, and then if he comes in, then I'm quids in, then aren't I? Still live, bloody hell, mate. I'm supposed to be off at 7. I can hear the missus upstairs. She's gonna be fuming because I know my dinner's ready. I'm gonna have to log off in a minute. Don't you think the number of CR7 and a lesser degree Messi autos out there making a ceiling? It's meant. Do you know what? I'm still like Messi Ronaldo auto base is $1,000. Like, it's just $1,000, but they sign way more than anyone else. Like ridiculously more than anyone else, especially over the last few years. It seems in these last few products, I don't know if they've not had as many. Messi doesn't seem to have as many. But anyway, regardless, there's so many. But it's the 2 GOATs. It's all anyone wants. It's mad. Zion and Jabo have 20,000 Prism Silvers. Messi was 50,000 and 50k in trade. Pricing when people base price on eBay sale price is not for sale. Yeah. Right. We've gone from 60 people to 25. So that means you people are not important. I have jokes. Thank you. I hope again a resolution is found to what's been happening. I hope we can all just move on and be a community together and trade, buy, sell from each other. I hope more people start businesses. I hope there's more events. I hope more people are going to the National. Because that's it. That's it for me. Like, yeah, I'm not going to go into it because I will then start another rant on something else. But like, I just want, like I said, I've met some really cool people in this hobby. Some really, really cool people. A lot of really cool people, in fact. So I just wanted to put a statement out there, just my thoughts of kind of what's gone on over the last few weeks. I'm now lying under. I want to see what's coming. I'm just excited to see what's coming next. Hope you took something from it. I hope you I don't know, think deeply about your actions. But yeah, I hope it was something that you enjoyed. Or at least saw a different viewpoint from either myself or someone else in the comments. And like I said, this is a hobby. This is something we all, at the end of the day, we all want the same thing. Like, there's no one in the hobby who doesn't want the same thing. We all want, we all cheer each other on when we get a card. We all cheer each other on when we see someone's made a decent sale or broken a certain thing. We all want cheaper products. We all want more of the product. We all just want to do this on a daily basis. So just more positivity, more talking, more communicating if there is an issue. Because even if there is an issue, it still needs to be dealt with. There still needs to be a resolution. So hopefully we can get to that point. And that's it for me. So dinner time. Cheers on it. Definitely looking forward to the end of the month. Anyone who's going to the London Card Show, can't wait. Really can't wait. It's going to be cool. I just want to go to as many shows as I can as possible. Cheers, Dan, mate. Mr. Iqbal, I hopefully see you at the end of the month as well. Messi doesn't sign as much. His brother, on the other hand. Yeah. Right, guys. I'm going to love you and leave you. Anyone who's still around who's got cards with me, I'm going to send out a few invoices tonight. Pre-graded will start tonight, all the way through to tomorrow. Hopefully they ship by Thursday. Well, that's it. Any questions? Best to email me, aaron@thegradingclub.com, rather than Instagram, because I might not respond over the next day or two. Do you know what? Funny about it, I thought you said slag bag checklist. I was like, that's a new one. Slab bag checklist will be out soon. There we go. Boom. Right. I'll see you all later, and have a good evening. Have a good week, and hopefully I'll speak to you soon. See you later.